I just really find it so important that as a male, you live as a man. So many males are scared of conflict. How can you be a male and be scared of conflict? You can never be a protector of a woman. For example, yesterday in our 5-star hotel, there was a discrepancy with the bill. And people were trying to argue with Bridget. She said, wait, hold on. I'll be right back. She went and got me and said, Marquette, this is the issue. Go take care of it. Why is that? Because a woman wants to be able to appeal to a greater power. If you're sweet and you're scared of conflict, I don't want to be mean. Your woman can't appeal to you as a greater power because you are not a greater power. If you don't have any fire in your belly as a man, what kind of man are you? Yeah, I'm here to let you know life is hard, so you got to be hard. I'm not telling you to go out and be rowdy. Quite the contrary, I'm saying be a gentleman. But when it's time to take an iron fist to things, I want you to smash everything to pieces because that's just what it has to be. Either you're going to be on top or you're going to be in the bottom in this world. Something will master and something will slave. It is feminine for a male to live in a state of complaining. And I so often see people cracking meaningless jokes in the chat. I love jokes just as much as any other man. But Saint, if you're able to sit at the feet of a wise person and hear them impart knowledge, why would you waste your time asking what height a man is, what a man weighs? This is irrelevancy. I teach you to focus, keep your eyes on the prize. It is not masculine to be concerned with all of these irrelevancies. To me, that's a soap opera. That's for women to be concerned about nonsense.
Okay, I have one quick statement. Clarence Rogers said, I lost 30 pounds because of you, brother, and got rid of my diabetes. Thank you so much for your motivation.
Yeah.
I knew you'd like to hear that. And then
Yeah.
a couple of tuition payments.
Absolutely. And shout out to Clarence. Because when you get in this mindset, you heard me, and you get serious and you engage in war with yourself, with your own laziness, man, that's going to change your life. When you've brainwashed yourself, clean it out, clean out the filth. Man, you're going to love the exercise. You're going to need the work. You dig? I'm telling you, man.
We have a couple of tuition payments. So Marcus Machado paid tuition. He said, tuition for the practical knowledge. Take notes and make sure to like the video, fellow saints.
Appreciate it.
And then another one from Ty, where the Bill Sylvester. He said, how would you go about giving masculine advice to men and advice to help women?
How would I go about it? Well, that's what I'm doing right now. You got to get on the platform that makes sense to you. But what I can assure you of, if you've not already reached the mountaintop, forget everybody else. Don't pull anybody up. You get to the mountaintop first. Now remember, every time you guys see us, we're in a different hotel in a different country, on a different mountaintop. We have the luxury of being able to say, hey, this is how you do it. But if you haven't gotten up there yet, don't waste time trying to school the youth, because in a real sense, you are the youth. So if you haven't already been winning, don't try to tell people how to win. So that's number one. Make sure you win. Make sure you build up your network, build up your wealth. And then people will come to you and ask you how you won. You feel me? I want to be clear. I never tried to be a YouTuber. I made videos on things that I thought were meaningful, and then people came and asked questions and I elaborated. People asked me to do more book reviews, and so I obliged them. But I didn't ever want to become a content creator. There are too many people who want to become content creators, which is like, I guess when I was your age, that would be the equivalent of becoming a celebrity. For as much as I do tell you of my life, there's so much that I don't tell you. And as a man, you have to understand at a certain level, you got to keep some things in here. I'm a very secretive person. There are a multitude of things that I've never spoken of and probably will never speak of. I don't want to be in that spotlight because there's so much danger in being in that spotlight. So I really want to caution you guys who are eager to step into the spotlight and be under that bright light under a microscope. Look at Kanye. He's cracked under that microscope in that spotlight. People may say he's got billions of dollars, which may or may not be true, but what is clear is that he's having mental health issues. So get your stuff together before you help anyone else. And as we always say within the Assassin, Reach out to those who are within your reach. I've done great things on YouTube, but you can meet kids in real life who said, Mr. Burton was my teacher for 2 years. Every day I saw him for 2 years. There's no glamour in that. There's no fame in that. You can do that in your neighborhood, in your community, with your siblings, with your neighborhood. So always consider what is simple to do if you really want to render service. Don't seek the spotlight.
Okay, Drug Hour sent a super chat. He said, preach, Marquette.
Peace to Drug Hours.
Gaia sent more tuition. He said, looking to hire an assistant for my fine art business. Any general tips on hiring, big bro?
Absolutely. Tip number 1, do not use Facebook. Those people are lower class who will apply to the job. Use LinkedIn. If you can make a requirement that the person have a bachelor's degree, that's going to help you because it will weed out a lot of people who are inconsistent and lazy. If there is a person who doesn't have a bachelor's degree and they got a lot of hustle, give them an opportunity. I recently hired an assistant who does not have a bachelor's degree. She has a tremendous amount of hustle. Let me tell you how I ended up hiring her. I put the job on LinkedIn. She applied to it. I declined her application. Then she DM'd me on LinkedIn. I didn't respond. Then she DM'd me on Instagram. Hey, are you still hiring for this job? I told her I was not going to hire for that job. I'd rather use the money for something else. Then she says, oh, well, whatever you're going to use the money for, I bet I could do that too. Then I said, damn, get your ass over here for an interview. She came and interviewed. I've had a great relationship ever since. Excellent hard worker, very tenacious. I encourage you, if you have the capital, always be hiring, especially if it's an assistant. I got 2 of them. Bridget was there when I interviewed the last one. So always be hiring because an assistant, similar to a romantic interest, hey, she might be here today, might be gone tomorrow. Always be hiring, always bring in talent. You hire the right woman, you're gonna find that she's gonna bring in more money. She's gonna make you wealthier. Oh, and never hire a male assistant. I hate when guys apply to my assistant job. Knock it off, it's weird. Again, with the masculine thinking, it's not masculine to be a male wanting to assist another male. You're not built for that. You're built to be the leader, not the follower. Don't be my assistant, it's weird.
Okay, Ty Bill Sylvester, he's the one that asked the question. He sent the super chat, he's in another super chat saying, enough said. You just confirmed what I've been doing and thinking. I'm with my tribe. Love you, King.
Peace to the king.
Guys, Cruz also just sent another tuition payment. He said, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, truly a pleasure. Truly a pleasure. Yeah, and if you guys can hire someone to help you, please do. Because women are sharp, detail-oriented, consistent. They aim to please. If it's a woman, I'm not talking about a lazy, low-class broad, but a real woman will bring those characteristics to your business and she'll love on you. And that's just gonna lift you up. So if you have that extra capital, definitely allocate it to an assistant. Highly recommend it. In terms of masculine thinking, it's always the woman who's like, don't run so far, don't run at night, don't overtrain. Do you have a woman in your head? Are you guys thinking with a woman in your head? Don't hurt yourself, don't overdo it, don't go too hard. That's a woman in your head. That's your mommy. That's your mommy's voice in your head. You really need to have a savage in your head. You really need to have me in your head saying, oh, you just gonna work out one time today? Oh, you're sore. You're gonna give up, huh? Okay. You need to have me in your head smiling at you like, oh, you can't give me 10 more? Yeah, because guess what? My body is destroyed right now. Yeah, and it hurts so good. Yeah, because guess what? This is not just for my body. This is for my mind. I do this for my mind. I have no logical reason that I need to be big and strong. I don't lift heavy objects for a living. I'm retired. I do this for my mind, just to know that I'm hard. That's it.
Castro sent another super chat. We have the same people sending them, so thank you to them. He said, how to deal with wannabe thugs that are drunk and are threatening me while I'm at work. I'm a bouncer and I always feel like I'm getting tested. Any advice?
You are being tested constantly. As a bouncer, you're in a unique position because you're one of the guys people size up immediately when they come in the club. So I understand what you're dealing with. And depending on the city, like I'm from LA, when we used to go to the club, we show up with like 10 people. Bouncer is a very challenging position to be in. Generally speaking, you always want to be thinking of your exit plan. So I'm talking about as a profession. Do you want to be a bouncer forever? If you're finding that you're not comfortable in that position, which is clearly one in which you're at physical risk, that's actually your job to be at physical risk, I'd say number one, you should be thinking in the back of my mind, well, I'm being paid for my size right now, not for my thoughts. How can I transition into work that's going to pay me for my thoughts? That's number one. Number two, I want you to remember, whatever they're paying you to be a bouncer is not worth your life. You heard me? When you do your job, that's all fine and well, but never do your job to the point where you put yourself at bodily harm or risking your life for whatever $10, $20, $30 they're paying you, because life is precious. And if you're going to risk your life, risk it for your own honor, risk it to protect your family and loved ones. Don't risk it to protect the property of the club or to protect some dumb broad who's been drinking too much. So that's another thing I want you to remember. Another thing, I assume you're a man of stature. Whether you're a man of great stature physically or stature in terms of your respect, whatever it is, people can see that. And when you know you're in the position of power, you don't have to flex on people. So when you see people acting crazy, don't taunt them, just be a professional. Hey, excuse me, sir. I asked you one time to hop in line. I want to keep things peaceful. I want you to have a good time tonight. Would you please just work with me? Hop in line. Keep a smile on. Conduct yourself with professionalism, because remember, you're there to do a job. You don't have to impress anyone. You don't have to look good. So as a bouncer, just keep it cool, keep the peace, because at the end of the day, you're there just for a check. You're linear thinking. I'm here to make money. When someone disrespects you as a bouncer, they're not disrespecting you. They're just trying to rebel against authority. And you're the authority figure there. So don't take offense to that. Do your job, keep it easy. And remember, you're just trying to clock out and go home to your loved ones. And for the people who believe they don't have enough money to send in $1, click that thumbs up button. And if it's true that you don't have enough money to send in $1, do yourself a service and put to use what I'm telling you. It will bring you a fortune. I don't tell you empty words. I tell you the words of a man who's come from the mud and made it out and stayed out of the mud, okay? And another thing I want you guys to understand about wealth. A man knows that his wealth is not in the hand. His wealth is in the mind. By the way, somebody DM me on thesassin.com so I could write that down for the quotes. A man's wealth is not in the hand, it's in the mind, which means that you could lose all the wealth and make it again because you have a millionaire mindset. A man is not afraid because he knows the abundance is here. He can always create from the mind. Further, to be wealthy is to be able to give. So even if you have very little money, you must practice giving, because it creates the feeling of abundance. I remember when I lived in Baltimore, Maryland, and I felt very poor after I stopped teaching. I was running a nonprofit. I would go to this church, and every time it was time to tithe, I felt anxious, like, oh God, I need this money. But then I got to the point to where I could peel out a couple bucks. I felt kind of like a boss, like, damn, now I could afford to peel it out. And as I grew and became wealthier, the more I could give out money, I felt like, okay, that's wealth. Like, for example, in Mexico City, which, you know, we were in Mexico like a month and a half ago. In Mexico City, the cartels, right, what they'll do is they'll go to a restaurant and then the mariachi will walk by and they'll hire the mariachi to play music live. They'll just basically say the song and the mariachi will play the song and sing it, almost like a live jukebox, right? And then they just pay out the mariachi money. To the cartel is nothing. It's nothing to a boss to peel out a couple pesos. To the mariachi, it means a lot to them. And I just looked at that dynamic and I said, man, that's wealth.